Hey there, quick question before we get going. What are your most pressing questions about health? Are they food related, exercise, mental health, sleep? If you find yourself confused about all the health information out there, you are in luck. I have a new book coming out April 24th, 2024 that I have written especially for young women. It's called Your Core Strength and it's available for pre-order wherever you like to purchase your books. When you pre-order before April 22nd and submit your order number in the link I provided in the show notes, I'll also send you a free audiobook you can listen to right here in this podcast player, a discussion guide so you can read the book and discuss it with your friends or your youth group, and the parents guide. Go pre-order today for these exclusive bonuses that you can only get when you pre-order. Okay, let's get on with the show. Hey everyone, I'm Amy Connell. Thanks for tuning in to Lessons to My Teenage Self, a Christ-centered, diet culture-free show about all things health for teen girls. This is the shortcut you need to thrive in your physical, mental, and spiritual health. As a personal trainer and nutrition coach, I'm passionate about empowering you to find your best version of health. Each week, we dig into one topic I wish I had known as a teen. If you were here last week, you may have heard the episode called Is It Okay to Try to Lose Weight? If that is a question you are interested in, or even wondering why someone is asking if it is okay to try to lose weight, I really encourage you to go back and listen to that or watch it. I know several of you actually watch on YouTube and you may not actually see me, but you can plug it in and listen if that makes any sense at all. In that episode, I provide a lot of research and science behind what are some of the effects or what can happen hormonally and what some of the changes inside besides weight changes or adipose changes that can happen when we diet. And at the very end, I encouraged you to think instead of a particular weight or size, think of optimizing your body. Now, this is something that I do have in my new book for teen girls called Lessons to My Teenage Self. What I wanted to do today is just provide you with the 7 steps of optimizing your unique original body. And by the way, after last week's episodes, I did get a couple questions in the Ask Amy form, and I'm so glad that you asked those. They are such good questions and tender questions, and I definitely will get to them, but it will probably not be for a few weeks because I have a new book coming out and I wanted to make sure that I let you all know about that next week. And I have a couple other episodes planned, but I will get to them. I promise I will answer those questions to the very best of my ability. But let's talk some about optimizing your unique original body. You have probably heard me say that you have a uniquely designed body by God, and these bodies are going to look different. He created diversity in all of us, and that's wonderful. I mean, how boring would things be if we all looked alike? And in fact, I don't know if you've ever heard the term Stepford wives, but there was a movie about it where like all of the wives looked exactly the same and they all had the same expressions and they said the same things and they wore the same type of clothes. And people will use that like as a joke. It's almost kind of a derogatory term of like a woman who doesn't have any of her own interests or things that are interesting to her or pursuits of her own or desires. And she's just, yes, yes, yes. So we don't want to all look like a Stepford wife, right? Like God created us differently. And while he did not create us to be one size, I do believe that he gives us the opportunity to take care of ourselves and to optimize our original bodies. Truth be told, I don't love the word optimize, but I felt like it worked because basically it's saying, okay, we're going to do what we can do and what we have agency over. And then the rest, we're just not going to worry about that. So I'm going to share with you the 7 steps of optimizing your original body that I actually have in my new book, Your Core Strength. Now, I'm not going to get into full detail. So if you want to learn a little more, then go grab the book. As you listen to this, if you are listening within the first week of this episode dropping, it is available for pre-order, and it does come out April 24th, 2024. So if you're listening after, then it's available on regular book, like paperback. It's available on Kindle. It's available in audiobook. I mean, however you like to consume, it is available. And I will have links to purchasing those in the show notes. Okay, let's talk some about optimizing your original body. I want you to think of this as a stair step, and you have to step on the first stair before you can get to the second one. So the very first one is the most important thing, and then we go up from there. You don't want to skip stairs because then you're losing some foundation and you are losing some of the most important things. The first step is reinforcing your core strength. We have not talked a lot about our fullness of our core strength. And of course, this is something I talk about in the book. But in general, our core strength is this. We take care of our original bodies in a variety of ways so we can do what we're called to do. And if you're listening going, well, what am I called to do? I don't know what my calling is. I actually did an episode on that. That's in episode 6, but in a variety of ways. And so this is refocusing ourselves away from the scale, away from size, and toward using our good God-designed body to do good things for the body of Christ. Step 2 is center your heart. And this is really just being honest about why you want to take care of yourself. I have been working out with a person who goes to my church recently, and we came together not because we were really good friends. I mean, we liked each other, but we both needed someone to work out with. I needed a bit more of community. And even as a personal trainer, I haven't been working out with other women in a long time, and I missed that. I needed someone to work out with, and she had her own reasons for needing someone to work out with. And so we get in the gym twice a week and we strength train. Without knowing my heart, one could assume that I am wanting to strength train because maybe I want to lose weight, or maybe because I want to have really visible muscles, or, where I can show something aesthetically. Instead, I'm working out, and I'm working out with my friend, and I'm strength training because I want to be strong in what my body can do, because I'm getting older, and I want to make sure that I am aging well. I am trying to take care of my bones because as I get older in the phase that I am in, my bones get weaker. Some of the questions I brought out last week kind of goes along with centering your heart. So again, you can listen to that, but thinking about okay, what's your goal? What's your goal of taking care of yourself? Will weight loss change how you feel about yourself? What are you attaching the weight loss to? Are you thinking, okay, well, if I lose weight, then this? What happens if you do all of the things and your body size doesn't change? So those were questions I asked in last week's episode about, is it okay to lose weight? And those are the same types of questions that I would want you to ask yourself in centering your heart. Let's make sure that we are taking care of ourselves for that core strength in terms of taking care of our original bodies in a variety of ways so we can do what we're called to do, not necessarily for some of these external factors. Step 3 in optimizing your original body is be patient. Oh my goodness. I mean, how many of us want immediate results? I know I do. Anytime I make a change, I want to see immediate results because that is the society that we live in today. I mean, we can pull up anything in just a matter of seconds. So of course our brain is used to having that immediate feedback or validation, but that's not always how it works with our health. It takes time to create new habits, whether those habits are you are trying to consistently exercise, or maybe it is that you are relearning to feed yourself when your body's hungry. Maybe it takes time to get in a good rhythm of sleeping well and having a nice sleeping pattern. So be patient with yourself. Realize that things are not always going to go exactly as you think, and that's okay. So that was step 3, be patient. Step 4, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And you may notice that this is actually the first step that is not necessarily a mindset one. All of the others, step 1 through 3, reinforcing your core strength, centering your heart, being patient, these are all mindset. Step 4 is the very first one that you can take some actionable steps on, and that is I want you to get enough sleep. Your sleep manages so much, from how we feel, obviously, to how well we can think. It manages our hormones. So if you are wanting to optimize your body, get enough sleep. And I do have a chapter in Your Core Strength where I talk about getting enough sleep. And also I have that as well in episode 11. So that's something you can go back and check out if you have not listened to that. Step 5 is focus on your nutrition. I say this frequently, but I do not believe there are good foods and bad foods. And yes, I did an episode about that. You can go back and listen to that in episode 3 on why I do not think there are good foods and bad foods. I do believe there are some foods that make us feel and function better. And honestly, those are going to be unique to everyone. My mother-in-law eats yogurt every single morning. She has Greek yogurt. She puts some berries on it. She has some granola, a little drizzle of honey, and it just looks delicious. That makes her feel really good. You know what doesn't make me feel good is Greek yogurt. Unfortunately, I love it. I love the taste of it, but boy, it does numbers on my stomach. So that's not what makes me feel and function best, but it's what makes her feel and function best. So again, this is a very unique and individual thing, but we have got to figure out the foods that make us feel and function well. And in general, those are oftentimes the foods that are nutritionally dense, that have a lot of micronutrients. And those are the ones that we want to lean into. Now, in the book, I do have my top 10 nutrition tips for optimizing your body. I'll let you go read that if you are interested in it. But in general, choosing the foods that make you feel and function well, that are nutritionally dense most of the time, and offer a variety. We want a lot of different types of foods because that is what will fuel our body best. Step 6, move your amazing body in a non-exercising way. Now, I am a personal trainer and I do believe in the benefits of exercise. However, even if you are not officially exercising, or if you're not an athlete, or if you're not doing something that is official movement, moving your body is really important. Put some natural movement in your day, even if you hate exercising. I understand, and some of us have some very complicated relationships with exercise. You don't have to exercise, but I do want you moving your body. Play tug with your dog. Play spike ball with your sibling. Take your dog on a walk. I use my dog a lot for an excuse to take walks, but just move your body. And the final step is, yes, exercise. But again, I put that last. So if you don't get to that, that's okay. If you are trying to figure out your relationship with exercise, maybe you have used it in extreme ways in the past where maybe it's not a great friendship for you right now, that's okay. You don't have to. I would love for you to get to a point at some point where you feel comfortable moving and where you enjoy it. But if that's not what's best for you right now, that's okay. But if you enjoy moving your body, and I've always liked moving my body, exercise is really helpful. And so getting a variety of movement in with that as well. Do some lower impact stuff like walking or yoga. Do some strength training 2 to 3 times a week. It doesn't need to be every day. And in fact, your muscles need a rest day. Do some high intensity. If you're doing high intensity, do it just 1 or 2 times a week. I love a track workout. I feel like I look like Ellis and Felix. I'm pretty sure I look like an elephant, and I don't care because I have so much fun with it. But step 7 is exercising. So those are the 7 steps for optimizing your original body. I'm going to run through those really quickly. Number 1, reinforce your core strength. Step 2, center your heart. Step 3, be patient. It takes time. Step 4, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Step 5, focus on your nutrition. Step 6, move your amazing body in a non-exercising way. And step 7, exercise. This is the foundation that can help you optimize your God-designed body. And when you do this, your body may stay the same. It may change. I don't know. Who am I to say what it's going to do? I'm certainly not going to make any promises. That is a big diet culture red flag, by the way. If they are making promises that you will change your body, you will lose weight, you will get shredded, they're making promises they can't keep. So I'm not going to make any of those promises to you. However, I do truly believe that if you can employ those 7 steps, you will feel so well, and your body is going to feel good enough to do whatever it is that God is wanting you to do in the short term and in the long term. When I can, I like to offer a scripture that goes along with our lesson of the day. And I love this one from Colossians 2:8. It says, "See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world, rather than on Christ." For so long, we have let humans tell us what diet to have, how to exercise, what we should look like, and that is deceptive. It really is. Instead, let's focus on taking care of our bodies so we can do the good work that God wants us to do with our very good body. And what's my lesson to my teenage self? Take the time to figure out the foods that make you feel well and move your body in a way that brings you joy. Not one where you feel like you have to follow it because, you see a TikTok or an Instagram. And I know I didn't have that when I was your age, but I did have lots of magazines that were telling me the exact same type of things. They just were a little less entertaining. Put the food in your body that makes you feel good and move in a way that makes you feel good too, that you enjoy. Okay, that's all for today. Take today's lesson and go out there and live the life God has for you and your amazing original body. Thanks for tuning in today. Do you have a question you would like answered here on the Lessons to My Teenage Self podcast? If so, go to the show notes where you will see an anonymous form you can fill out, and that question may be answered here on the show. Also, if this show is valuable to you, could you do one of 2 things that are enormously valuable to me? Number 1, share it with a friend. Just take a screenshot, send it to her, or you can go to the show and send it straight from there. Also, if you can provide a rating and review, particularly if you listen to your podcast in Apple Podcasts. Thanks again, and see you next time.